Hello everybody, it's Michelle, and I'm out of the craft room today. I've come outside to show you all a decoration for your front porch for Halloween. We're going to make a ghost using a tomato cage, and as you can see, I've already partially wrapped that in lights. You can see I've still got the top to go there, and we'll finish that up in just a second. But I want to tell you all a little bit about what else we're going to be using to make that. Okay, we've got our tomato cage and our Christmas lights. What I'm using here for the Christmas lights, it was this pack here of 100 of the clear lights. Now these are on the green cord, and there is a chance of that showing through. I couldn't find the set of 100 that was on a white strand, but if you can find those on a white strand, that would definitely be better. And then we're going to be using a styrofoam ball. This is about, I think, 5.5 to 6 inches in diameter, and as you can see, it's one that I've used before. I cut the bottom slice off for another project, so that's fine too. You can use a whole one, or you can buy the half circles in the store. You could use one of those. It doesn't matter. We're going to stick the prongs in the bottom of that from the tomato cage, and then this rounded top is just going to form the head of the ghost. So either way you want to do that, you can use a whole one or a half one or a used one like I'm doing. And then I've got, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you all this on screen, but I'm using a tablecloth. And I've got the cream color. Of course, if you have pure white, that would look better too, but in the dark, when it's lit up, it doesn't make much of a difference. So just a white, off-white, or cream, any of that will do. This is a round tablecloth that's made to go on the small little round end tables. I think it's 72-inch diameter overall. You can use the round like that, or you can cut a 72-inch square that will have a jagged bottom. Again, either way you want to do it. This is a project that's very open to creativity. You can really do different things with it and make it however you want it to be. And then for the face, I've got some cutouts here that I cut out of black felt. And I punched a hole. This is going to be the eyes and the mouth. So what I did was I took a scrap piece of cardboard and I drew out a little pattern for the eyes. I just kind of free-handed a little bit of a kind of a kidney bean shape and drew that out. And then for the mouth, I drew a very long, narrow oval for the mouth. And like I said, I just free-handed these. It doesn't have to be exact. If it's a little wonky on a ghost face, that's probably all the better. And what I did with that was I just took my pattern, I laid it, I turned it over so that that line that I drew didn't kind of mess with me. I laid it on my felt, and I used that as a template to just cut around that and cut out my felt. And then I did the same thing with the eyes, but when I was done, I took my regular paper hole punch here, and I punched a hole out, and that'll really add a lot of character to the eyes, and the light will shine through that from inside, and it's going to look really good. You can use whatever you want to for this. I'm using the felt today. If you can find the sticky back felt or even the sticky back foam, something like that would be really good. I didn't have the sticky back, so I'm going to be using my hot glue gun to glue those on. If you wanted to, you could even sew them on if you wanted to make that tablecloth permanently for that use for the ghost. And to get started, I'm going to go ahead and show you all the way that I wrap that. Let me zoom in and maybe you can see. It does take sort of a triangle form because the tomato cage only has the 3 posts that go upright. But that's okay because we're just looking for it to glow from inside. We may want it to be more rounded if we were doing something as a Christmas tree or some sort of tapered topiary like that. But for the ghost, it's going to be fine. If you do want to have more of a rounded shape to your wrap of the lights, you could layer 2 of these tomato cages together, offsetting those posts, and that'll give you more of a rounded shape. And also you can see here that ever so often I've come around and tied that with a wire tie. If that'll come into focus, maybe you can see, just to kind of help hold those in place. And so we'll go ahead and finish wrapping those so we can finish putting our ghost together. We'll just finish that off with another one of our little wire ties. You want to try to make sure most of the lights are pointing inward if you can. And we can just tuck that plug toward the inside. We're not going to be needing that. Also, I made sure to start with the end that will plug into our extension cord at the bottom, and I started tying that on where the first light began so we don't have a trail of lights out from it here. Just the cord with no lights, and all of our lighted area is going to be inside of our ghost. Okay, there's this a little bit better view of the top so y'all can maybe see better what I'm doing. And we're just going to put our styrofoam ball on the top, right on those top prongs. And that's all there is to that, and that's going to help shape the head for us when we put our tablecloth on, or whatever piece of fabric you choose. Okay, you want to make sure that you've got the way it hangs adjusted to the way you want it before we start putting the eyes and mouth on, so that we don't pull them out of place, moving that around later on. And we want to turn it to where our cord comes out the back so we won't have to see the cord. Okay, we're ready to put our eyes and mouth on. And for that, all we're going to do is just turn our felt pieces over to the back side and apply a little bit of hot glue. I'm using a high temp glue gun today because I really want it to stick. It is going to be under the roof on my porch, but I still want it to be pretty much weatherproof. Just be careful with the high temp glue guns so that you don't get burned. And if you're doing this with kids, make sure that you do the glue part for them to keep them from getting burned. Okay, we're just going to apply that right around our edges. Carefully. And then just stick that on in whatever kind of placement you decide. think I'm going to offset mine. I think a little wonky is good for ghost eyes. And then the mouth. Remove any of your little hot glue strands. So what do y'all think? I'll be sure and come back and get some pictures when it's completely dark so that y'all can see the full effect of the glow of the ghost. So I hope you all liked it. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a like over on Facebook, and follow me on Pinterest. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.